Good afternoon, everyone. It is Stephen and Andrea from Pin in the Atlas. Today, it looks like we're in a tropical paradise. The weather's nice. It's in the 70s. The sun is bright and shining. Look at this landscape. It has a few surprises. This is definitely a very interesting area that has quite the backstory to it. So where in the world are we today, and what are we doing here?
Well, we are at a Koreshan Unity settlement just outside Fort Myers in Florida. Now, this place was established in the late 1800s by a gentleman who was a bit of a weirdo. Now, Dr. Cyrus Teed brought all his followers from up north to this area in Florida, and he established a community settlement, and they called it Koreshan. Now, Koresh is Hebrew for Cyrus. It almost became a cult. There was about 200 followers. They developed this whole area with buildings. Let's take a look.
Now, as you enter the historical area, which is just over to the right, this would be the first building you see. This was the art hall, and it was constructed for religious education purposes. Pretty unique building. The only unfortunate thing I can say about this area so far, you might have already picked up on it, it is right next to the highway, so there is a lot of traffic noise. So I do apologize. The sound might be a little bit funky in this one, or if we got to try and yell a little bit. Look at these big, beautiful buildings. Unfortunately, it's closed today. Some of the buildings are closed today.
Now, they used to also use this building for putting on arts. They would do acting, they would do singing, dancing, they would have bands to entertain the people that lived here, but also to entertain other people, because he wanted to get more and more people to join the following.
More followers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this structure here dates back to 1905. Let's go see what else is on this property. See, there's the freeway over there. Or it's not the freeway, but the highway. Very busy. Okay, we've walked all the way to the other end on this beautiful path to this great big building.
Now, this building was the general store. Now, the original general store was damaged in floods and then it burnt down. So this was a rebuild in the late 1920s, I believe. But there is a ghost story that is linked to this building. Apparently, the owner of the general store, or the man who ran it, shouted at a little girl because he thought she was up to no good, and she ran out. Anyway, later, the little girl was found drowned, and he was so beside himself that he took his own life. And apparently his spirit haunts the general store. True story.
Very interesting.
And also with this general store, they used to ship out a lot of the goods that they grew here, and the bakery and everything else. They would actually ship out. Just further down here is the river, and they used to ship out to other areas, because in those days there was no roads here whatsoever. So this was Dan Kohler's cottage. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And he was German, and he came to hear about Cyrus Teed, and he owned this property and sold it to Cyrus and became part of the settlement and part of the followers. But I do know that he didn't like what he saw, so he ended up leaving, and this then became a doctor's office, I believe.
Very small doctor's office. Well, I guess if the settlement was only about 200 people, you wouldn't need a great big massive hospital like we always see today. Circa 1882. Sorry about some of the glare. You can see the bed, table and chairs.
You see the checkers board or the draft board.
Yeah.
Very simple living.
Yeah.
So this particular building, they don't really know what it was built for, but they believe that Teed lived here at some times when he wasn't in his big mansion down at Fort Myers. So this is Bamboo Landing, and people used to turn up here, arrive and walk up into the community. They used to also have bands that played for people on this decking. But there be alligators in them there waters.
Oh yeah. Definitely does make for a beautiful concert area.
Now these are the original steps dating back to, I think, 1903 or 1905. They're still in pretty good condition.
Yeah, it's remarkable. That's a beautiful entrance. Look at this incredible bridge.
Now there are two bridges, but both of them are reproduction because the original bridges mysteriously disappeared and nobody knows what happened to them. But look at that one, isn't that gorgeous?
Oh yeah, these are definitely works of art. They work very well here.
And the tree with all the Spanish moss.
Yeah, this is an absolutely beautiful area.
Did you know that they used to stuff their mattresses with the Spanish moss in the old days?
No, I didn't.
Wow, look at that tree. You can see all the ferns growing on the limbs as well.
Stunning.
Oh, now this was the bakery. And they used to bake up to 700 loaves of bread every single day. Can you imagine that?
Quite. I think that's a little bit better. Still get a little bit of glare, but you can see the whole inside of the bakery.
So can you imagine baking that amount of bread every single day? But the ovens were outside.
So at least they got some fresh air.
So this guy Teed had thousands and thousands of acres. And everybody that joined his cult, for the want of a better word, had to give up all their possessions, all their jewellery, any gold they had, everything. And if they wanted to leave, they wouldn't get any of it back.
Oh, wow. It sounds kind of ruthless. I think they got a TV in here. Record player. Typewriter. And then what's in this side? The bedroom. We got a lamp. Is that an electric heater up there?
No kitchen.
I was just gonna say, I don't see the kitchen. Or dining room, or there's no real wardrobe. I guess back behind there, that's where the wardrobe is. Now, I believe, hope I'm correct in saying this, this building style is known as a shotgun style building, right? Because from the front door you can see all the way through the back. Again, very simple dwelling. This one does have a dining room table. You can see the wood burning stove, small one. There's some of the glare.
And again, no kitchen.
Yeah.
The bedroom's at the back.
Walk around to the back side. Well, I wonder if, since these don't have kitchens, did they have a communal kitchen?
No, I know what it was, is they had a communal dining hall and everybody had to eat all their meals together. So I guess just to have like a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, they could just boil water on their stove.
There's the bed. And you can see back to the front door.
So everybody had a task to do or a job to do as a community. And out of those 200 people, there was 150 women and only about 50 men, which the outside locals didn't appreciate. They thought there was a lot of things going on here that shouldn't be going on, but apparently they were all celibate.
Bummer. Now we're walking towards the area that held the power that generated electricity for the town and also generated steam for the laundry. Unfortunately, the laundry building has now been torn down. I suspect that the outline here that's now missing is where the laundry would have connected to this building. It was all powered by steam. It's quite unique. love these old buildings, old workshops. See what the conditions were like. Let's go around to the other side. And yes, I did mention earlier, electricity. Back in 1908, this town had electricity. They even helped power some of the towns in the surrounding areas. They were way ahead of their time. Now this over here is the Koreshan Cafe. So I'm not sure if they serve Koreshan food or...
I bet they don't bake 700 loaves of bread a day.
I don't think so. Could be wrong though. And then over here on the other side is the blacksmith shop. And these were very important to towns back in the day. I mean, you wouldn't have a town if you didn't have a blacksmith shop to do repairs and all kinds of stuff. So they were obviously very important. And then there's one more building we can peek our head into. Wow, okay, look at that. So this was the big room that powered everything in the town. And at first glance, it totally reminds me of the hoist house up at Cerro Gordo.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so I definitely wasn't for mining, but has a very similar look and feel to it. All right, here we are at the last building. This is the planetary court where all the elders lived. So that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour around the Koreshan settlement.
And on that note, get out there, go and explore, put another pin in the atlas.
And we will see you on our next adventure.
Bye.